Absolutely. So again, my name is Clint from Absolute Zero Media. We're going to interview TOMBS right now. I always start off pretty much the same way. How's the tour been going so far?
It's been going okay. It's had its ups and downs, you know.
It's a good time of year to be out.
Especially in Arizona.
Yeah, for sure.
So the last record I heard from you was on Relapse. And it kind of, I don't know if you will agree for sound wise, but kind of industrial doom with a lot of like noise elements, noise rock elements I hear on it.
Which record is that?
I don't remember the title of it. I am sorry.
How many songs are on it?
It's probably the EP.
It was the EP.
Okay.
So I would say, from what I heard, it's got an industrial element to it. It's very noisy and doomy. It's kind of got a really slow driving tone to it from times. Is that something you present on stage as well? What's the difference between record and you guys live on stage?
I mean, the song playing pretty much the same way. It's not like there's a live version or anything.
Okay.
It's all exactly the same, pretty much, as it's on the record.
Absolutely. So this may be get into a little bit of a diatribe, but now with the political climate the way it is, how have you seen the countryside as you're going along now? Are you getting a lot of people coming to your shows, angry, frustrated, trying to have a release more? Are you seeing a different kind of crowd, a different kind of climate than you did, let's say, a year or two ago?
Well, I think one of the things, we were in Atlanta the night of the election, and there were people that worked at the venue were like upset, you know, because it was like having started this tour in the South, which is like a staunch Republican
Absolutely.
stronghold, it was like really heavy for me, because I looked around me and I saw like people of color around me, and I thought it must be a real slap in the face to them to be living in the States and have someone who's obviously a racist, fascist, idiot. I mean, I could go on and on for hours about how much this guy's a fucking idiot. You know, someone who's clearly against them, you know what I mean, as their new president, and then being also around other people,
sure,
obviously voting him in. So that was like, I don't know if that was really an observation. It was just sort of like a vibe that I picked up, and it had more to do with like the people outside of, say, the actual show. Like you go to like Denny's, or you go to like you know, the gas station or whatever. It's all like just, you know, a lot of different types of people. It's not just like only one demographic lives in the South. You know, they have to deal with that.
Absolutely.
You know, and we're in a red state tonight too, right?
Yeah.
Arizona is like a Republican stronghold too. And you know, historically, I've known Arizona has been like kind of a police state a little bit too. You know, but I mean, there's cool people here. Obviously, there's cool people everywhere. But you know, it's a drag knowing that people bought into the hype machine of Donald Trump, who didn't say a word, doesn't have a plan, and didn't really have any substance to his campaign. Just like a bunch of like flashy phrases and like, oh, it's gonna be different.
Sure.
Okay, motherfucker. Like, how different? What are you gonna do? You know, and that's kind of like, you know, that's not even like an observation. That's just something I've been feeling the whole time. You know?
Just like the sleazy managerial speak, like the kind of tone that you take with, you know, with any sort of like employee situation where the manager was a jerk and they were just kind of trying, or get passed down from corporate. There's a boilerplate statement. You use simple words, but they're, you know, like huge and tremendous and stuff like that. And everyone did. They just bought it, blind and sinker.
All right, cool. No, I appreciate the comments. So going into the future with new songs, new music, are we going to hear anything new tonight that's not been recorded at all? Or?
Yes.
All right. And what kind of direction is the new material heading in?
You know, just you know, paying attention to dynamics. It's probably a little bit more, in some ways, more brutal, because we kind of go more into the mid-tempo kind of. Yeah, some of the songs have like maybe like a Hellhammer-ish kind of vibe to it.
Oh, very cool.
You know? For sure. And there's definitely a lot of stuff that not necessarily we're playing tonight, but it's going to be on the new record. It's more, more melody, you know, more atmosphere, and more dynamics. It's basically what the new stuff's going to be like, or is like right now. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just like it's a nice natural progression, I think, from the members that comprise the band now. It's been, you know, starting with the stuff we recorded as this 5-piece for the EP, and then writing together and working things out. I mean, Mike and Charlie primarily, they laid down like the meat and potatoes of what's going to be this full length, and that's kind of the way it's been. And Evan and I live in Philly, so we add our touches when we get the chance, and I think it's a really nice progression where it's going. It's still brutal, still fast, but still maintains the like feels of the Nephilim goth kind of styles and hard rock business.
And there's that mid-tempo, Celtic Frost, obituary kind of vibe to some of the
that Celtic Frosting is a real big repeat over and over again in your music that I hear, and I really like it. That's why I was wondering if you were staying in that kind of direction. Cool. So as far as social media goes, I know you guys have probably been asked many times, do you feel that it's a blessing or a burden? Because I know a lot of underground bands feel it's a burden now because anybody can get on their soapbox, make a demo, a basement band, put it out, get a bunch of hits, and there's no longevity. It's kind of like the 10-minute flash in a pan. You guys have been around for a while. It's not that you've been here for a moment. Do you see that it's actually helping, the more extreme underground bands, or is it kind of a hindrance now?
I think it's definitely helped. It's my opinion at least. It's another platform to get to people and communicate that kind of stuff. But I mean, yeah, it's like there's a yin and yang to social media. It's like some people are like obsessed with it and choose the wrong sort of platform to personal ideologies and whatever. I mean, maybe that is part of it too, but that's not something that I particularly want to be involved with necessarily. Just people say rants about whatever. But I mean, as far as being in a band, I think it's helped a lot.
Cool. Absolutely. Cool.
Depends on how you use it.
Yeah, it seems like the way you use it really is the most important thing today. So
yeah, people are like, "Hey, don't forget about me today," that kind of thing. But when you kind of like, post something of substance, or like, "Hey, this is happening. This is a good way to express it, a way to get it out there."
It's like a knife. You cut a cake with a knife, or you can stab somebody in the heart with a knife, or slit their throat, or like cut up like a pork chop.
Yep.
It's one of those things.
Cool. So I'm sure you all have different ideas, but I ask every band this as well too, and I'd love to get it from each one of you. In 4 words, describe your band to someone that's never heard you before.
Brutal, fucking dark metal.
There you go. Next.
Crushing atmosphere. Took some of mine. Crushing atmosphere, dark, and also evil.
All right.
I don't know if I can top those.
No? You're good with them? All right, cool. So, if there was any song on this earth that you could make Tombs sound style, what song would you want to cover and make it your own? I don't want a cover version of it, I want a Tombs version of that song.
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Let's see. With the brevity of the amount of time that I have right now, I'm going to say that Paralyzed by Black Flag.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh man.
So I always put you on a spot like this, that's why I want to know.
I'd like to hear the Never Let Me Down Depeche Mode.
Really? That'd be really cool.
I think Propaganda by Sepultura.
Okay.
I think that'd be nice.
Very cool, very cool. So, when you play live, what drives more emotion? Is it the music, the lyrics, both, all mixed into one? What really drives Tombs to get on a stage and perform?
Yeah, it's probably the catharsis of playing, sort of the music together with the vocals, everything together. It's like more of a cathartic thing than being in a studio where everything's like, kind of boring and like uncomfortable and tedious and that kind of stuff. I mean, I love the recording process, but it's like, there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of like sort of nerve-wracking moments. But when you're playing live, it's just you go for it it exists for the period of time that you're there and it's gone. And I like that.
Cool.
That immediacy of it.
Anything from you guys?
Yeah, it's for me. It's just being able to get out there. And like I know we don't have microphones, but I know we're singing along too. So it's definitely the vocals and just the overall, just feeling it in your chest, feeling the vibrations.
Cool.
Totally.
All right, awesome. So you're still working with Relapse, right?
No.
Or yeah?
We're on Metal Blade.
You're on Metal Blade now? Okay, because I wasn't told what label you're on at all. So what's the change for labels? Just a new beginning, changes?
Well, you know, we were done with our contract with Relapse, and you know, just some people that are working in our corner. There was like some opportunities.
Okay.
And we just figured we always just want to keep doing the best work under the most professional circumstances. So, you know, Metal Blade has a lot more resources to offer, and you know, why not take that chance? You know, take that opportunity and try to push it further. And you know, nothing against Relapse.
Yeah.
We're still really tight with all those guys. But it was a door that opened and we decided to step through it. So.
Cool. All right. Awesome. So I'm going to bring it into this picture. So let's just say on a whim, remember the early 90s when all these death metal, grindcore bands all started getting major label offers and they all started going to Columbia, Sony, whatever it was. If you had that opportunity, would you ever take that? Or do you think bands today really don't need that kind of exposure or don't need that kind of push because those labels don't know what's going on, and it would be much better to stay with, let's say, a Metal Blade or a Candlelight or a Relapse?
I feel like it's probably better to stay where you're at, you know, but because I don't think that those opportunities exist anymore, really. I think, you know, in my opinion, major labels are trying to, you know, get involved in things that aren't necessarily music to make money, you know. So, but if they offer me a check of a couple mil, you know, like a nice check for like $4 or $5 million, I'd probably take it.
Could not do it, right?
Start wearing silk scarves.
You know, silk scarves.
I don't know about that at all. Any thoughts on it at all, or?
Yeah, it's interesting to think about the differences in the industry. There's a lot more like physical sales back then because it was pre-downloading and stuff.
Yep.
So I don't even know if something like that would exist for an extreme metal band.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure.
Cool. So I got 2 more questions for you guys. So I want to be able to put this into a proper terminology for you. Are there any bands out there that impress you so much that you would want to be a part of that band?
Yeah, totally, man. Triptychon.
Oh, well, of course.
That's a band that impresses me so much that I love being part of Triptychon.
I was expecting that at least once, so that's why I was asking. Yeah, no, but are there band, like, is there a band out there besides Triptychon, like, that you totally would jump at and say, hey, come play X with me, you know?
Do you mean like sort of at our level?
Yeah.
If I couldn't abandon doing Tombs, it would be Black Anvil, who are like my brothers in arms. Anyway.
Nice.
And I'll do whatever I can to help those guys out. So that's pretty much it for me.
Cool. How about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, think about stuff at our level. I mean, there's a lot of amazing acts out there, and to think, I mean, obviously there'd be stuff, you know, like along the level of Triptychon, like Neurosis would be an amazing band to be part of, you know.
Oh no, I completely understand that side of it.
Guys
Yeah, I mean, I joined Neurosis if they asked me. I'm not saying I got you.
It'd be hard to say. There's a couple of Philly bands that I really love. There'd be like these guys, Pissgrave,
Okay.
or Horrendous.
Okay.
Awesome bands.
Very cool. How about you?
I don't think I would have the time.
No. All right. No, that's
very busy.
that's absolutely cool. So I always kind of end it in this circumstances. Are you guys reading anything interesting right now? Because normally when I used to go tour on the road, I always had books and stuff with me, or you know, comics. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, is there something really cool that you're reading that, like, what, you know, you'd like to tell us about? So.
Yeah, actually, well, you know, aside from like Rue Morgue magazine every day, you know, every month rather. I just finished this this book called Project Werewolf by this guy Paul Wagner, his name is, and it's like very misunderstood. I think the whole movement that he's doing, and it's piqued my interest because he references a lot of like Fight Club and kind of living outside of the society and that sort of stuff. And it's a collection of just essays that he wrote.
Very
so
cool.
I just wrapped that up. So that's something.
Awesome. How about you?
I've been doing a lot of audiobooks at work. I do metal work, so it's you know, I don't have time to sit and hold something.
Still the same thing. It doesn't make a difference. Yeah.
I've been basically just kind of going through the entire H.P. Lovecraft compendium, you know, and just really enjoying that kind of horror mixed in with science fiction.
Awesome. How about you?
I'm reading The Godfather.
Are you really?
Right with me.
So I'll ask you this: from movie to book, how different is it?
There's just a lot more embellishments and like details, especially about the singer's character.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just
cool.
More details.
So I'm going to end it here. Any closing thoughts? Anything you want to say? We'll end it out here. And I really do appreciate the interview and thank you for the time. I really do. It means a lot to me. So.
I don't really have anything to say.
All right.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for coming and taking your time, man.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. You guys have a great tour, and like I said, I can't wait to see you tonight.
Cool.
All right, thanks.